Hey guys, Blender Visuals here today, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a pawn in Blender. So the first thing you want to do is you want to delete the default cube. Next, you want to go to add, and you want to go right here and add a reference. Now, you get a pawn reference from online somewhere, and so I don't have to scroll through all of my files to find what I'm looking for. I just use this magnifying glass, the search option, and we'll find my pawn image right here. Now, for the rotation values, you want to put 0 on the Z, 0 on the Y, and you want to put 90 on the X. And then on the Z, we want to move it up a little to right about here. Then press 1 to go back into front view. Go to add, mesh, and add a cylinder. After that's done, we want to move the cylinder up a little. And next is we only want to mess with the X and Z on the scale. Okay, let's move it up about right here. Next, you can press the tab key to go to edit mode, and we want to select this bottom face right here. The next thing, press AL to start scaling, then E to extrude. Sorry guys, I messed up. S, then Shift Z. After that, press E to extrude and just start tracing around it. Okay, now that we got that part done, we can start doing the top. Now, as you might know, I'm not exactly good with the tracing part yet, because if you go to the tracing part and zoom in, you can see I didn't get fully around it. There's still some spots right here and down here. Anyways, you want to go back to object mode and you want to add a UV sphere. Now, the reason why you want to go back to object mode to add the UV sphere, because if you add a UV sphere during edit mode, it's going to be connected with the bottom part of the pawn. So let's move it up to like right about here. And after it's moved up, we want to start scaling it. So for scaling it, let's put it to, just watch what I do. Now, when you're scaling, you want to make the X, Y, and Z are all the same on the axis. So after that, we'll have the top part. Next is, you want to go out, and you'll see this is kind of messed up. So click on the bottom part, and on the Y, you want to move it to like 0.10, like the X and Y. After that's done, we will have the base part of the pawn. So let's just hide the image. And as you can see, we will have the pawn. Next we want to do is we want to click each one and left click and click Shade to Walk Smooth. After that's done, we want to click the UV sphere and hold shift and select the bottom part we have for the bottom of the pawn. Next, you want to press this join option. Now after the join option's done, I suggest doing this because, as you know, this part doesn't really look right. You can see this bottom part right here. I would like to get rid of that because I just don't think it's necessary. So let's just get rid of this bottom part. Whoops. after that's done, we can press left click and we can just delete this. Now after it's deleted, we'll have the pawn. Next thing we want to do is we want to add a texture to it. So you want to go down here, and with the pawn select, you want to go to material properties, click plus, and click new. Now after the new option is done, you want to actually press Z, and you want to go to material preview. There we go, material preview. As you see, it will be plain white. So the thing we want to do is we want to make the base color black. And after the base color is black, we want to just turn up to the metallic like to 0.30. Let's do that. 0.35. That's the best option. And for the specular, I turn the specular just to probably about to 0.10. And the roughness, this is what we want to pay attention to the most. Let's put the roughness to about 0.25. Well, we actually want to do it so we don't see those little circles. Okay, now this looks good. And for the metallic, we want to turn it all the way up. And for specular, I really wouldn't mess with the specular anyways. No, it doesn't really matter about this, but actually, let's do it again. Let's give it a more shiny reflection. Now, after you have that, you have your pawn. You can mess with these settings right here if you want to. You can mess with the roughness. That's the main thing you want to use for this. Now, you might be wondering, if we zoom in, you can see all these these twisted lines right here that go. That's because I didn't really scale them right. And once you trace around it, you can't change anything. Even the modifiers won't do anything. Like the smooth modifier, that will just mess it up. Well, actually, I just add the smooth modifier because it does help it look kind of better. Anyways, that's how you would make a pawn in Blender, and I hope you guys enjoy.